Chosen one, sit down. Whatever you are doing right now, wherever you are, I need you to stop and sit down, because what I am about to tell you cannot wait another second. It cannot wait until tomorrow. It cannot wait until you finish what you were doing. It cannot wait until you are ready. Heaven does not wait for ready. Heaven moves when the moment is sacred, and beloved, this moment, right now, the one you are breathing through as you hear these words, this moment is sacred. Within the last 48 hours, something shifted in the spirit realm concerning the person God has set aside to be your spouse. I am not speaking in metaphors. I am not being poetic. I am telling you that something real, something measurable in the heavens, something that the angels themselves are still talking about, just moved over your love story. And Archangel Michael was dispatched, sword drawn, wings spread, to bring this message directly to you today. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, today. Because the timing of what is unfolding cannot afford for you to miss this word. And I think you already know. I think a part of you has been feeling it without being able to name it. That strange heaviness in your chest at night, the kind that has no reason, the kind that presses down on you when you are finally alone with your thoughts. The way you have been waking up at 3 a.m. with tears already on your face, not knowing where they came from, not remembering any dream, just feeling like your soul was crying about something it could not explain. That quiet ache, beloved, that ache that visits you in the middle of an ordinary day when you suddenly wonder if heaven forgot your name. If God wrote everyone else's love story and skipped over yours, if you are the one person he overlooked, I need you to hear me. You were never overlooked. You were being protected. And the loneliness you have been carrying, the kind that feels deeper this season than it ever has before, the kind that makes you feel invisible even in a room full of people, the kind that makes you scroll your phone at midnight hoping a name appears that never does. That loneliness is not punishment. It is the final pressure before the breakthrough. It is the silence right before heaven speaks. I know about the prayers you whispered into your pillow when no one was watching. I know about the nights you stopped praying out loud because you did not have the strength to hear your own voice ask God the same question again. Is love ever coming for me? Did you forget me, Lord? Am I going to do this life alone? Type 444 in the comments if you have ever asked God that question in the dark. Type 404 if you are still waiting for the one he promised you. I know about the birthdays that passed and you blew out the candle wishing for the same thing you have wished for since you were a child. I know about the weddings you sat through with a smile painted so carefully on your face that no one in that room knew your heart was quietly breaking. Under the dress, under the suit, under the polite applause, I know about the giving up, beloved. I know about the trying again. I know about the dating app you deleted and reinstalled and deleted again. I know about the moment last week when you said out loud to no one, maybe this is just my life now. It is not your life. It was never going to be your life. And I am about to tell you something that is going to change how you sleep tonight. Are you ready? Your future spouse just received a vision of you. And beloved, they broke down weeping. They collapsed. They could not hold themselves up. They saw you, and something inside of them that has been frozen for years cracked wide open. I am not going to tell you everything yet. I am going to tell you slowly, because your spirit needs to receive this gently. But know this, they saw you, and nothing in their life will ever be the same again. And this message finding you right now is not a coincidence. The algorithm did not bring you here. A friend did not casually share this. Heaven placed this in your path with surgical precision, because the time has come. Before this message begins, if you feel in your spirit that this word was prepared for you today, take 1 second and subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell. God's messages are arriving daily, and every single one was written with a chosen one in mind. Do not miss what is coming next. Now listen to me very carefully, beloved, because before we talk about what your future spouse saw, you have to understand who they saw. You cannot receive the weight of that vision until you understand the weight of the soul that was being revealed to them. And the soul I am speaking of, chosen one, is yours. Do not skip this part. Do not let your mind tell you this is for someone else. This is for you. This is about you. Stay right here with me. You are not ordinary. I know the world has tried to convince you that you are. I know there were years where you looked in the mirror and could not see what was so special about you. I know there were seasons when you felt invisible, ignored, passed over, looked through. I know there were people who had you right in front of them and could not see you. But heaven saw you. Heaven has always seen you. And I need you to understand something tonight that will rearrange the way you walk through every remaining day of your life. You carry a frequency. You carry a light. You carry a spiritual signature that God Himself placed inside of you while you were still being knit together in your mother's womb. Before you took your first breath, before anyone on this earth knew your name, before the world had a chance to wound you, the Father wrote a code into your spirit. And that code, beloved, was designed for one purpose. It was designed so that one specific soul on this earth would recognize you the instant their spirit crossed paths with yours. One soul, tuned to you, calibrated to you, wired to find you across any distance, through any crowd, beneath any disguise life tried to put on you. Archangel Michael is showing me right now what your spirit looks like in the heavenly realm, and I wish I could let you see it the way I am being shown it. There is a marking on you, a seal, a glow that the angels can see from far away. You are what heaven calls a marked soul, sealed for a covenant love, not a casual one, not a passing one, not a convenient one, not a situationship dressed up in pretty words. A covenant, a blood promise, a love that was sworn over you before time began. Type yes in the comments if your spirit just confirmed that. And now I have to tell you something that is going to heal a wound you have been carrying for years. The wait has been so long, beloved, not because God forgot you, not because He was distracted with other people's lives, not because you did something wrong, not because you were not good enough. The wait was long because the assignment was holy. God was not delaying you. He was refining you. He was removing every counterfeit. He was closing every wrong door. He was pulling out of your life every person who could not carry the weight of your light, every person who would have dimmed you, every person who would have used you up and walked away with pieces of you they did not deserve. Do you understand what I am telling you? Every relationship that did not work was God's mercy. Every person who walked away was God protecting your covenant. Every door that slammed in your face was heaven saying, not this one, not this one, not this one, because the right one was being prepared somewhere else, and you were being prepared too. I want you to picture something with me. Picture a jeweler in a hidden room away from the noise of the marketplace, polishing one rare stone with patient hands. Day after day, year after year, no one watching, no applause, just the slow, sacred work of bringing out the fire inside the gem. That is what God has been doing with you in this season of silence. You thought you were being forgotten in a back room. You were being polished into something so radiant that when the light finally hits you, your future spouse will fall to their knees. And while He was polishing you, He was breaking the pride off of them. He was humbling them through every relationship that did not work for them either. He was teaching them through their own loneliness what kind of love they actually needed. He was preparing the soil of their heart so they could finally receive the seed of you. And listen, beloved, listen. Those qualities you have been told were too much. Those are the exact qualities your future spouse has been begging God for, even when they did not have the words to ask. The depth of your love, the fierceness of your loyalty, the way you feel things 10 layers deeper than other people, the way you remember small details about the people you love, the way you pray for people who hurt you instead of cursing them, the way you cry at songs and sunsets and strangers' stories, the way you give your whole heart when you give it at all, the way you cannot do shallow, the way you cannot do fake, the way you have to mean it or you cannot do it. The world called you too sensitive, too intense, too much, too deep, too quiet, too serious about love, too loyal, too forgiving, too soft, too hopeful, too spiritual, too picky. Hear me right now, chosen one, and let this settle into the marrow of your bones. You were never too much. You were too rare for the wrong ones. You were never too much. You were a feast served to people who only knew how to eat scraps. You were never too much. You were a cathedral, and they were looking for a shed. And the one who is coming for you, the one who is being prepared right now, as I speak these words, is the one with the capacity to receive you in full. All of you. The depth, the fire, the softness, the silence, the laughter, the prayers, the tears, the dreams, every layer. They will not flinch. They will not run. They will weep with gratitude that you exist. Beloved, while we are right here in this sacred moment, I need to tell you about something that was prepared specifically for chosen ones in your exact season. There is an ebook I want to place in your hands. It is a sacred guide written for the ones who are in the final stretch of waiting, the ones who can feel the shift but do not know how to prepare for it. Inside that guide are prayers that will align your spirit with the frequency of your covenant partner, scriptures that will fortify your heart against last-minute attacks, and prophetic insights that will walk you through this exact window of time you are standing inside of right now. The link is in the description below this video. Tap it, download it, and let it become your companion in these final weeks of waiting. Heaven prepared it for this season. Do not walk through this window without it. Now come back to me, beloved. Come back close, because I want you to feel something before we go any further. Take a breath with me. Place your hand over your heart if you can. Feel that pulse. That is not just blood moving. That is a covenant being kept. That is heaven still beating inside of you. And I need you to keep that hand right there, because what I am about to tell you next is the part that made your future spouse fall apart. The vision, the moment, the breaking. Stay with me. Do not move, because in the next breath I am going to tell you exactly what happened. Now let me tell you what happened. Lean in, beloved. Lower the noise around you if you can. Close the other tabs. Quiet your breathing. Because what I am about to describe was shown to me by Archangel Michael himself, and he wants you to receive it slowly, frame by frame, the way it actually unfolded in the spirit. Do not skip this part. This is the part your soul came here for. It happened in one of those moments when they were not expecting God to move. That is always how he does it, isn't it? It may have been in the early hours of the morning, somewhere between 3 and 5, when the veil between worlds is thinnest, when the rest of the world is asleep and heaven uses the silence to speak. They may have been lying on their side, half awake, half dreaming, the way the soul drifts when it is most open, or it may have been in the middle of an ordinary day. Driving down a familiar road, hands on the steering wheel, the radio playing something they were barely listening to, when suddenly, without warning, without invitation, something flashed across the inside of their mind that did not belong to them. Or it could have been in the shower, or standing at the kitchen sink, or sitting on the edge of the bed after a long day, when the room around them seemed to fall away and something else stepped into the silence. And there you were. Not in the way a photograph appears, not even in the way a memory appears. You appeared like a presence, like a doorway opening in the middle of their chest. They saw you, beloved, but not the way the eyes see. They saw you the way the soul sees. They felt your face before they saw it. They felt the warmth of you first. They felt the air around you. They felt the safety of you. There is no other word for it. Safety. The kind of safety they have been running from and running toward at the same time their entire adult life. The kind they did not believe was real anymore. The kind they had stopped letting themselves hope for. And then your eyes. Oh, beloved, your eyes. They saw your eyes looking back at them, not asking anything of them, not measuring them, not weighing them against some version they had to perform, just looking, just seeing them, the way no one has ever truly seen them in their entire life. They felt themselves being seen all the way down. Every secret, every shame, every story they have never told anyone, every hidden part they have kept locked away. And in your eyes, in the vision of your eyes, there was no flinch. There was no judgment. There was only this impossible softness that said, I know, I see, I stay. And that is when it broke them. That is the exact moment the dam cracked. They tried to hold it back. Of course they tried. They have spent years building muscles for holding things back. They have become experts at swallowing emotion, at clearing their throat, at blinking quickly and looking out a window. But this was different. This came up from a place underneath their armour. This came up from the part of them that was still 6 years old, still hopeful, still waiting for someone to come back for them. And the tears just rose. They could not stop them. They covered their face with their hand. Their shoulders began to shake. And from somewhere deep inside their chest, beloved, they whispered out loud, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" They did not even know why they were saying it. They did not have language for what was happening to them. They just kept whispering it. Oh my God, like a prayer their soul knew before their mind caught up. Their chest cracked open. That is the only way Michael showed it to me. A cracking sound in the spirit, like ice breaking on a frozen river that has been frozen for too many winters. Everything they had buried began to rise. Every name they had loved and lost, every disappointment, every cold bed, every wrong arm they had fallen asleep in, trying to feel something close to home. And underneath all of that ruin, they felt you. They felt the shape of you. They felt the truth of you. And the truth of you made everything else look like a lie they had been living inside of for years. And then came the regret. I need to tell you about the regret, beloved, because this is the part that is shaking them awake even now. A deep bone-level regret rose up in them like a wave. Regret for every year they wasted. Regret for every person they let stay too long who was never you. Regret for the times they almost convinced themselves to settle. Regret for the love they gave away to people who did not even bother to hold it carefully. Regret for the time. So much time. They suddenly felt the weight of every month they have lived without you, and it almost crushed them. They thought, why did I not wait better? Why did I not believe sooner? Why did I let them have what was meant for the one God showed me just now? But underneath the regret, beloved, something even stronger began to rise. Awe. Pure, trembling awe. The shock of realizing you are real. That you are not a fantasy they made up to comfort themselves on lonely nights. That you exist. That you are breathing somewhere right now. That somewhere on this earth, in this exact moment, your heart is beating, and they have just been shown that heart in the spirit. The awe of recognizing that everything they thought was naive hope was actually prophecy. Everything they thought they had to give up on was being kept for them in a vault in heaven. And then came the tenderness, a tenderness so sharp it felt like grief. Do you understand what I'm telling you? They felt tenderness toward you that was so deep it hurt them. They felt protective of you before they even knew your name. They felt sorry for every tear you have cried that they were not there to wipe away. They felt sorry for the nights you slept alone, wondering if anyone was coming. They felt the ache of you in their own body, and right there, in that moment, they wanted to find you immediately, tonight, now. They wanted to stand up and go to you, even though they did not know where you were. There was an almost desperate urgency in them that they have not felt about anything in years. A pulling, a reaching, a hand stretched out into the dark, calling for a hand they could feel but could not yet hold. And while all of this was happening to them, beloved, something was happening to you too. You may not have noticed it consciously, but your spirit noticed. Think about the last few days. Think carefully. Has your heart felt strangely softer? Have you found yourself crying at things that did not used to make you cry? A song on the radio, a line in a movie, a stranger being kind to another stranger in a checkout line, a memory rising up from somewhere you thought you had healed, tears coming for no reason while you were just standing in your kitchen. Type yes in the comments if you have been feeling that. Have you noticed that hope has been creeping back in, even though you try to talk yourself out of it? Have you noticed yourself daydreaming again about a love you swore you stopped daydreaming about? Have your dreams been getting more vivid, more emotional, more layered, leaving you with a feeling in the morning that you cannot quite shake? Have you been waking up reaching for someone? Have you been feeling watched, but in a gentle way, like someone is thinking of you from very far away? Like someone is whispering your name into the air, even though you cannot hear it with your ears? Beloved, listen to me. That is not your imagination. That is not loneliness playing tricks on you. That is not wishful thinking. That is the spiritual cord between the two of you tightening. That is the rope that has always connected your souls being pulled taut by the hand of God himself. Every time they think of you, you feel it in your chest. Every time they whisper that prayer they do not understand, you feel a wave of warmth move through you, and you do not know where it came from. Every time they weep over the vision they were shown, a tear falls down your face in the middle of an ordinary moment, and you wipe it away and think, what is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. Everything is finally right. The frequencies are synchronizing. The two becoming one is beginning at the level of spirit before it ever becomes flesh. The walls are coming down, chosen one. The walls inside of them. The walls inside of you. The walls between the two of you. They are crumbling stone by stone, brick by brick. In this exact season, you are standing inside of. Heaven is dismantling everything that has been keeping you apart. But beloved, before you celebrate, before you let your heart run too far ahead of itself, there is something you have to understand. There is something I need to warn you about. Because this dissolving of walls is sacred, and it is fragile, and there are three things you could do in this exact window of time that could delay what heaven has scheduled. Stay with me. Do not move. The next thing I am about to tell you is the most important warning you will hear all year. Chosen one, before you celebrate, hear me. There is something you must know, and you must hear it tonight, not tomorrow, not when it is convenient, not after you have had time to process what I just told you about the vision. Tonight. Because what is happening in the spirit realm right now is sacred, and it is fragile, and the next 30 days of how you carry your heart will determine whether this meeting arrives on the schedule heaven has set, or whether it gets pushed back because of something you do without realizing what you are doing. Stay with me. Do not click away. This is the part you came here to hear, even if your flesh wants to skip past it. Listen carefully. Your future spouse's walls are dissolving right now. The walls of fear they have built over years, the emotional armor they put on after the last betrayal, the trauma they have carried so quietly that even their closest friends do not know it is there, the cynicism they have been hiding behind, the vows they whispered to themselves that they would never let anyone in again. All of it is melting. The vision heaven gave them cracked the foundation, and now layer by layer, brick by brick, the walls are coming down in a process that cannot be rushed and cannot be forced. It is delicate work, holy work, the kind of work that requires both sides of the cord to remain soft at the same time. And this is why I have to warn you, beloved, because if you harden your heart in this exact season, if you allow disappointment to convince you to give up in the final stretch, if you entertain a counterfeit out of loneliness, if you speak death over your love life in frustration the way you have done in the past, you can delay what heaven has already scheduled. You can push back a date that was already on the divine calendar, not cancel it, never cancel it. What God has joined cannot be unjoined, but you can slow it down. And after waiting this long, beloved, you do not want to slow down anything anymore. So hear me on these three traps, write them on your heart. Do not let any of them sneak past you. The first trap, the temptation to settle for someone available right when the real one is being prepared. I need you to pay attention, because this is the oldest trick the enemy has ever used in the final stretch of a chosen one's waiting season. Someone is going to appear, or someone who is already in your life is going to suddenly start paying attention to you in a new way. They will seem available. They will seem interested. They will seem like an answer. And the part of you that is exhausted, the part of you that has been waiting so long, the part of you that just wants the loneliness to stop, will whisper, maybe this is it. Maybe I have been wrong. Maybe I should just try. Beloved, hear me. Counterfeits always show up loudest right before the real one arrives. Counterfeits are not always evil people. Sometimes they are just wrong people who arrived at the wrong time. Test every spirit. If your peace leaves when they get close, that is not your covenant. If you have to talk yourself into them, that is not your covenant. If they cannot handle the depth of you that we talked about in part 2, that is not your covenant. Do not give the seat that was reserved for the right one to someone who only seems available. The second trap, the temptation to close your heart entirely and declare, I am done with love. I see you, beloved. I see how many times you have said that sentence in the last year. I see how many times you have said it almost as a prayer of self-protection. Like, if you say it first, then nothing can hurt you anymore. But every time you declare it, you are speaking against the very thing you have been praying for. Your tongue is too powerful in this season to use it against your own promise. You are days away. You are weeks away. You are this close. Do not now, of all moments, build the wall that you have been asking God to tear down in your future spouse. Do not put on the armour you have been begging heaven to remove from them. The vow of I am done with love is a vow that delays divine meetings. Break that vow tonight. Say out loud, my heart stays open. My heart stays soft. I am ready to receive what God is sending. Type yes if you need to break that vow tonight. The third trap. The temptation to chase, to force, to try to identify your spouse prematurely from someone in your past. Beloved, I have to be tender here, but I have to be firm. The ex who keeps texting you out of nowhere, the one you almost had something with years ago, the one you keep thinking, what if? Stop. Stop trying to figure out who your future spouse is. Stop scanning every face from your past for the answer. Stop reaching for closed doors and trying to pry them open. The God who orchestrated a vision in the spirit realm strong enough to make your covenant partner collapse, weeping does not need your help with the introduction. He will bring them. He will set the room. He will arrange the moment. Your job is not to find them. Your job is to remain found by him while he brings them to you. Now let me show you what is happening in the spirit while all of this is unfolding, because you are not standing in this alone. Archangel Michael was dispatched the moment the vision was delivered. He has been standing guard over both of you ever since. He is positioned at the doorway of your heart and at the doorway of theirs at the same time, because the dissolving of walls is the most vulnerable moment a soul ever goes through, and the enemy always tries to attack during dissolving seasons. Michael is the one who has been told, do not let anything in that does not belong. Do not let any voice through. Do not let any counterfeit cross the threshold. He has his sword drawn and his eyes are not closing. And Michael is confirming to me right now, beloved, that the vision your future spouse received was not random. It was not a coincidence of brain chemistry. It was not a sentimental moment they made up. It was orchestrated directly by the throne of God, signed off in the courts of heaven, sent down at a specific hour for a specific purpose. The purpose was to soften their heart in the exact places that had grown the hardest. The purpose was to bypass their defenses by showing them you in a way their mind could not argue with. The purpose was to begin the final preparation for the meeting. And right now, as I speak these words, Michael is doing something else. He is moving through the corridors of your future spouse's spirit with that sword in his hand, and he is cutting cords. Cords from past lovers who still have a piece of them. Cords from the one who broke their hearts so badly they thought they would never recover. Cords from the situationship that kept them confused for too long. Cords from the soul tie that was never broken cleanly. One by one, those cords are being severed in the spirit. You can almost hear the sound of them snapping. Each cord that falls clears another inch of the path between you. Each cord that falls makes more room in their heart for you to take your rightful place. And here is the part that I want you to receive slowly, beloved. Place your hand on your chest again. Your future spouse, the one who saw you in the vision, the one whose walls are dissolving, is now praying for you for the very first time in their life. They do not know your name. They do not know your face fully. They do not know where on this earth you are. But something in their spirit will not let them rest. And so they are whispering prayers into the dark for a person they have never met. They are saying things like, God, prepare them for me. God, protect them tonight wherever they are. God, hold them while they wait. God, do not let them give up on me. God, bring me to them. God, bring me to them. God, bring me to them. Let that land, beloved, let it land all the way down. Somewhere out there at this very hour, someone is praying for you by name in their spirit, even though their mind does not know the name yet. You are no longer waiting alone. The other side of your covenant is finally awake and on their knees. If this message is confirming something in your spirit right now, pause for one moment, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. There are daily messages coming for chosen ones just like you. Every single one is a word that God prepared for someone who needed it today. Make sure you are there to receive them. And beloved, I have to remind you about the sacred guide I mentioned earlier, because what I am telling you right now is exactly the window of time it was written for. The final 30 to 90 days before a divine meeting is the most spiritually intense season a chosen one ever walks through. Everything intensifies. The attacks intensify. The doubts intensify. The dreams intensify. The longing intensifies. You need a manual for this exact window, and that ebook is your manual. The prayers inside of it were designed to keep your heart soft while the dissolving is happening. The link is in the description. Tap it, download it, and let it walk with you through these final weeks. Do not try to walk this stretch unarmed. Now come back close to me one more time, beloved. Because what I'm about to tell you next is the highest revelation of all. I'm about to tell you who you become with this person. I'm about to tell you what your union is actually for. And I am about to declare something over your life that will shake the heavens. Stay right here. Do not move. The final word is coming. Now lean in, beloved. Lean all the way in. Because I want you to see what I am being shown right now, and I want you to see it the way heaven sees it, not the way your fear has been showing it to you. I see a meeting. I cannot tell you the exact day. I cannot tell you the exact place. But I can tell you the feeling of it, because Michael is letting me stand inside of it as I speak. There is a moment coming, chosen one, where the air around you is going to shift. You will not see it coming. That is part of the design. You will be in the middle of something ordinary. You may be running an errand you almost did not run. You may be at a gathering you almost did not attend. You may be sitting somewhere you go every week, and on this one week, on this one day, the door is going to open differently. And the soul that has been weeping over a vision of you will walk into the same air you are breathing. And here is what I see. Your eyes will meet for the first time, and something in both of you will go quiet. The noise of the room will fall away. The conversations around you will blur into a soft hum. The breath in your chest will slow. And for a half second, that feels like an hour, your spirit will do something it has never done with anyone else. It will exhale. The kind of exhale your soul has been holding since you were a child. The kind of exhale you did not know you were holding until this moment makes you let it out. You will look at them and think, I know you. You will not be able to explain it. They will look at you and think the same thing at the same instant. And underneath the surface of your conscious mind, your spirit will say, oh, there you are, I have been waiting. And their spirit will say, oh, it is you. It was always going to be you. Time itself will seem to slow down for that one moment, because heaven slows time when covenants are recognized. There will be peace. A peace that does not belong to a first meeting. A peace that feels like something returning home after a very long journey. You will feel like you have known them for years, even though you have just learned their name. You will feel like you have prayed for them by name in your private prayers without knowing the name you were praying. Because you have, beloved, you have. Every time you whispered into your pillow, every time you wrote in your journal, every time you cried out in the car alone, you were praying for the very face that is about to stand in front of you, and they were praying for yours. And then, beloved, the love begins. Not all at once, not in the way movies show it. This is not going to be a fairy tale, because fairy tales are too small for what God has planned for you. This is going to be a covenant, and a covenant is bigger than a fairy tale. A covenant is a real love, a love that sees the hard parts and stays, a love that has bad days and does not run, a love that learns how you take your coffee and remembers it for 30 years, a love that prays for you when you're too tired to pray for yourself, a love that holds your face on the worst night of your life and says, I am not going anywhere, a love that knows your wounds by name and does not flinch at any of them, a love that was worth every night of waiting, every tear cried alone, every prayer spoken into silence, every birthday that came and went, every wedding you attended with that quiet ache, every disappointment that made you think love would never find you, every one of those moments paid for the moment that is coming, and you will look back on the wait and you will say, I would do it again, because this love was worth the entire road. I see the life that is being built for you. I see a home that becomes more than four walls. I see mornings where the light comes through the window and you turn over and you see a face that you do not have to perform for. I see ordinary sacred moments, coffee being made for two, groceries being carried in together, praying over a meal you did not have to eat alone, laughing at something only the two of you understand, crying in arms that have been waiting your whole life to hold you. If God wills it, I see children. I see little feet running through that home. I see prayers being prayed over them by parents who waited long enough to know exactly what love is supposed to look like. I see a legacy being built out of two people who refused to settle, who believed God past the point that the world would have called reasonable, and who got rewarded with each other. And listen, beloved, this union is not just for your happiness. It is a divine assignment. I need you to hear that. Together you will form a spiritual powerhouse, a home that becomes an altar, a love that heals generational wounds on both sides of the bloodline, a union that will minister to other people simply by existing, just by being seen, just by being witnessed. People will look at the two of you and remember that God still keeps his promises. People will look at the two of you and find the courage to wait for their own. Your covenant will preach without you ever opening your mouth. And here is your spiritual power in this season, chosen one. The prayers you pray right now have unusual weight in heaven. The words you speak right now are shaping the timeline. Your forgiveness of every person who broke your heart is the final key turning in the lock. Forgive them, beloved, not because they deserve it, because your covenant is on the other side of that forgiveness. Every person who broke you was unknowingly preparing you to recognize real love when it finally arrives. They were tutors, they were lessons, they were contrasts, they were teaching you what you would never accept again, so that when the real one stands in front of you, you will know, you will know, you will know. And now, beloved, stand up if you can, or sit up straight, put your hand over your heart. Because I am about to declare something over your life, and I need your spirit fully awake to receive it. I declare in the name of Jesus that the meeting is no longer far. I declare that the vision your future spouse received cannot be undone, cannot be erased, cannot be reversed. I declare that every wall in their heart is crumbling tonight. I declare that every cord from their past is being cut as I speak. I declare that you are found. I declare that you are chosen. I declare that you are about to be loved the way you were always meant to be loved. I declare that what you prayed for in your loneliest nights is now walking toward you. I declare that the years of waiting are being repaid with a love that does not run out. I declare that your home will become an altar, your union will become a witness, and your story will become a testimony that strengthens every chosen one who hears it. I declare divine acceleration over your love story in the name of Jesus. I declare it. I declare it. I declare it. Now soften with me, beloved. Take a breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let the declaration settle into your bones. Stay open. Stay ready. Keep your heart soft. Prepare your space. Prepare your spirit. Light a candle if you want to. Clean a corner of your home and dedicate it to the love that is coming. Speak life over your future every morning. Stop speaking death over it ever again. Everything you have prayed for is now in divine motion. The wheels of heaven are already turning. Your part now is simply to remain soft, to remain hopeful, to remain available to the move of God in this season. Before we close this message, if something spoken here today has landed in your spirit, please subscribe and ring the bell. Share this with a chosen one in your life who is waiting for their breakthrough. You may be the reason they received the word they needed today. God uses chosen ones to reach other chosen ones. You are part of that chain. And if you receive everything that was spoken over you in this message, leave the words "I receive it" in the comments below, and let those 3 words seal this prophecy over your life tonight. Sleep tonight knowing you are not forgotten. You are not late, you are not too much, and you are not too far gone. You are loved across the distance by a soul who just wept over a vision of your face. And very soon, sooner than you think, you will meet the eyes that have already wept over you.